Greetings, I'm Tim of Gothberg, and today I'll be your guide to the proper usage, care, and maintenance of your Bulgari Octo Finissimo Automatic. It's important to note that although this is an automatic winding watch by virtue of case-back micro-rotor mechanism, nevertheless, should the watch run down, or should you wish to wind the timepiece to its maximum rated power reserve of 60 hours, simply take the crown in its first position flush to the case and turn 25 to 35 turns to start the movement. Now this will be sufficient to start the beat of the balance, and you can set the time at this point and put the watch on the wrist and it will fully energize itself. But should you wish to wind it to its maximum rated reserve, simply continue turning. You'll hear a subtle click or tick from within the watch. That is the bridle style mainspring slipping by design to relieve any excess stress or strain. You cannot accidentally overwind this timepiece, so simply listen for the audible cue that the watch is fully energized. When the time comes to set the timepiece, withdraw the crown to its outboard position and then turn gently in a counterclockwise direction until you've set the proper time. Once the time has been set, always restore the crown to its flush position. This is important in the interests of both protecting the stem tube assembly as well as the watertight integrity of the watch. And water is a significant hazard to a mechanical timepiece. The three major hazards of which you should be aware are water, magnetism, and shock. Water is the most severe, so we'll begin there. The timepiece is water resistant to 30 meters. This is superior in the ultra-thin class, where watches are generally 10 or 20 meters water resistant, and 30 will provide protection against splashes while washing of hands, or perhaps you get stuck in an inadvertent rainstorm. Your watch is protected. You should keep in mind that leather is never a water resistant material, so always attempt to keep the leather remote from any source of moisture. Now, the timepiece does require some assistance from you, the owner. You can help to avoid accidental drowning by always keeping the crown in its first position flush to the case when the watch is wet, or even when there's any moisture on the case, as attempting to use the crown when the watch is wet can bypass the seals and introduce water to the interior of the watch, and once in, it never gets out. It's also important to remember that in addition to preventing those accidental drownings, you can help your watch out by adhering to Bulgari's water test recommendation, which is every 12 to 24 months, taking the watch to a Bulgari authorized service center and having the water resistance dry tested. This is also a good time to have the cosmetic and chronometric condition of your watch evaluated. It's important to remember that water resistance is not a static feature of the watch, and over time, as seals age and lubricants degrade, the watch will be relatively less water resistant, and this is why it is important to periodically have the watch tested at an authorized center. Magnetism is ubiquitous today. Powerful static magnets exist in refrigerator doors as well as the closures of wallets and purses. Speakers, subwoofers, and powerful electronic equipment all create electromagnetic flux, and the watch should be kept remote from magnetic flux densities. It's important to note that while the hairspring used in the watch does have a measure of anti-magnetism by virtue of its alloy, powerful standing and electromagnets can dramatically change the precision of your watch by magnetizing that ferrous hairspring. The result would be either very fast or very slow running. If you suspect due to erratic running that your watch may have been magnetized, take it to a Bulgari authorized service center where specialized equipment is available to quickly and easily demagnetize your timepiece. Concussion and shock, however, can cause more lasting and more dramatic damage to your timepiece. Therefore, Bulgari advises that you discontinue usage of the watch during high-impact concussive activities such as mountain biking or ATV riding, batting, tennis, golf, or firearms marksmanship, as all of these produce sufficient shock to damage the caliber BVL-138. Ultimately, every fine mechanical timepiece does require service, and Bulgari recommends a full overhaul every 3 to 5 years. The best time to have your watch tested holistically for exterior condition, water resistance, and mechanical function is during your biannual water test. Should the watch require service, service exclusively with Bulgari authorized service centers or the factory itself, as these agencies solely have the trained personnel, specialized equipment, and original Bulgari replacement parts to protect the value of your watch as both an instrument and as an investment. Moreover, only these agencies are authorized to back all labor and parts invested with an original Bulgari factory service warranty. It should also be noted that when you have a highly specialized and delicate case, such as the Octo Finissimo, where fine bevels and specialized media blasted surfacing are all present, only factory-trained personnel with the correct equipment are able to restore both the definition and the surface finish of this watch. It should be noted that this timepiece, in addition to being stainless steel and media blasted, is briefly flashed with gold, rhodium, and palladium, and these coatings as well can only be restored by a Bulgari authorized service center or the factory. To learn more about the care, maintenance, and usage of this or any Bulgari fine timepiece, visit our website at govbergwatches.com and call, text, or email our experts who are standing by to assist you with any aspect of the Bulgari ownership experience.